Hi, it's Jerry. Jonah and I just got back from North Carolina here recently, and one of the things that we had to do as we came home, we had an overnight stay we had to make. We were coming from North Carolina, had a long trip, and we didn't want to drive through Atlanta on a Friday. Imagine that. Who wants to drive through Atlanta in a car on Friday, much less pulling a 40-foot fifth wheel? So we did a stop overnight. Well, we had to use the restroom a couple times before we came home, and we came home, no dump station close by. And what do? The last thing you want to do is have your tank sit for weeks and weeks on end and not be able to dump the black tank and get all that yuck out of it. So we're fortunate to be able to have this, a Thetford Smart Tote 2. Yep, some people call these blue boys. I think when they first came out they were blue. Later on, Thetford came out with their famous gray. What I like about this one, they make a Smart Tote and the Smart Tote 2. This thing is really nice. Let me show you a few features about the Smart Tote 2 and why we like this model. Again, it's 35 gallons. I'll put a link down below of the several different sizes in the show notes. Both on the website and the YouTube channel down below in the description. But there's several features about the Smart Tote 2 that we really liked, the reason that we bought it. One, it's very simple to pull behind a vehicle. I'll pick this up here. You can see here this has a handle with a ring where you can put it over the ball hitch of your truck. And you just simply put it in that. There's a little lever that you can push here and you know, extend it quite long, so as you go to pull it, you can pull it back and forth like that, and it's very, very simple. That's very, very handy, especially if you're at a campground, and like if we're at a state campground and then maybe 100 feet up from where we're camping, there may be a gray water dump, and we'll take a nice little extra long shower, dump it in the Smart Tote 2, haul the water up to the gray water and dump it, and usually you can walk it, and in some campgrounds you can even walk this over to the black water as well, but that's not always the case. So sometimes you have to hook it up, it's just too far to pull, and when you look at that water and waste weighs about, oh, I don't know, 8.5 pounds plus times 35. This thing's very, very heavy, so you're not going to be wanting to pull it uphill or anything like that. Let me show you a couple other features that I think is very positive about this as well. This is the front of the unit here. You open this up, there's an indicator here that as it fills, it's got a filter here on it and a red button that comes up to show you that it's full. I think you can see that right there. That's very handy. And then secondly, you'll open this up and there's a clean out valve right here that you can stick a water hose in, pick it up and tilt it, you know, and slosh it around and then clean all the whatever you've got in it, the black or the gray water that you have, but you can clean it out as well. So let me show you a couple other items as well. So hooking this up is very simple to your black tank. You just open up this strap, fold your top back, drop this down. You've got a couple of accessories. This is a gooseneck that you hook on the end here. So when you go to your black water tank area, and I'll show you how that's used in just a bit, where you go to your black dump station, gray dump station. This has a cap on it so you don't have any sloshing as you're pulling it down the road, or actually pulling it behind your vehicle or pulling it. It's very simple to use. The other item that I find that's absolutely invaluable is one of these clear goosenecks. These things are very inexpensive. I'll leave a link below where you can purchase this. This one, I don't remember who makes it. The thing's gotten all beat up. But I use this both with the Smart Tote, and I also use this when I dump my black tanks as well. But it just clips on like so. And then you take your hose, you take your cap off, and then you give this a twist. And then that way, as you're cleaning out your black tank, you can actually see what's going in and what's not going in. And then just pull the handle and let her rip. Once this completes draining, we'll close our valve up, remove this, put this back on it, and then I'll show you what we do here at home to be able to clean out our black tank when we're at the house. It's no big deal. I've completed emptying the black tank on the camper, and I'm now going to empty the smart tote that I have here. So I have a knockout valve, or these call them a clean out valve, here at my home. This is identical to what you typically find in the campground. It's just a 4-inch knockout, and usually by code you're required to have one of these at your home. So whether you got a septic system or you're tied to city sewage, in most states and most municipalities this is required, and if you don't have one, you should, because you never know if you're going to get a clog. So this thing is pretty simple to empty. There is a bit of a dance that you have to do. So the last thing you want to do is just pull this thing and just dump it over. If you do that, you're going to end up with quite a mess. So I'm going to take this closed cap off. I'm going to put this elbow on and make sure it's good and tight. And then I'm going to stretch the tube all the way out, leave a hook in it, and then lower it down. Just that simple. And at this point, I am dumping 35 gallons of sewage. Just that simple. One of the things that you want to do is on the back side of the unit, where you clean it out, you want to open that up to kind of give it some air so that it can flow. And then before you stow it, there's a clean out valve here on the back. And just take you some fresh water and kind of run around inside of it and kind of pick it up and drain it out. I will tell you this, when this thing is full, it's about 250, 260 pounds. So make sure you've got a smooth area to carry it around in. It does not navigate well over heavy rocks or ruts or roots. But I'll give this a good little scrubbing here. I'm going to take just a few minutes here and finish flushing out the tank with some fresh water. It's only going to take me a few minutes. But there we have it. We had, you know, several gallons of black waste in the tank. It just didn't need to sit there. And the handy thing about having this unit here, whether you're at a state park or a Corps of Engineer or a federal park that does not have sewage at the location, you shouldn't shorten your stay just because of that. And if you're in a fifth wheel or a trailer and it's, you know, cumbersome to unhook, you know, it's nothing to be able to fill your tank up and take it to the dump station or the gray water station and dump it out. So I have a fresh black tank, completely empty, until we leave again here in a couple weeks and head up to the mountains for Oktoberfest. How fun's that going to be? So this is Jerry, and I love RV life.